We have lobster birds today. Everybody up and at it.
Everybody up and stretch.
Jim got inspired in the middle of the night. We're ready when you are. This club is your club. This club is my club. From morning meetings to the handshakes, from service projects to jazz and lobsters. This club was made for you and me. This week is lobsters, those big red lobsters. We'll feed 1,000, then have a party. The red crustaceans don't mind hot water, but they give their love for one great cause. Club is your club, this club is my club. From morning meetings to hugs and handshakes, from service projects to jazz and lobsters. This club was made for you and me.
Kim, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Kent Smith. Would everyone be seated, please?
No, I don't have to use the mic. No. Well, when I was asked by Cookie last night if I would, late last night, if I would provide the inspiration this morning, my immediate thought is, you have to understand who I am in a sense, is that when someone asks me to do an inspiration, I immediately experience my poverty of inspiration, the absolute lack thereof. And yet I saw the second verse on this lobsters, and I said, inspiration, that's not hard at all. Actually, it's true. The word for inspiration really implies something that we do not have rather than something we do have. Inspiration is usually something that comes to us rather than something we just walk around all the time carrying inside and just spontaneously express some form of empowerment. Few of us look in the morning and go, I'm inspired. I've always wished I had one of those egos, but I do not. But recognizing your poverty is a key part of becoming aware of inspiration. Many of us spend a great deal of money becoming inspired, and as soon as we've played out a great deal of money within hours or a few days, all of that has expirated somewhere else and no longer sustains us. Inspiration really comes out of the ordinary, the common, the everyday. The requirement is that we recognize our poverty and that we become aware of our need and start noticing. Inspiration is usually out of something very commonplace. The Jesuits have a practice known as the daily examen. Anybody heard of that before? The examination? The daily examen is a practice of twice daily stopping, slowing down, and noticing and asking yourself some simple questions. When this morning did I feel the most alive? When this morning was I most grateful? For what was I most grateful? Where did I experience the most energy or the most love? So I'm going to invite us into a moment of poverty to work those questions, just to sit in silence for about 20 seconds. And I'm going to ask you, where have you felt the most loved within our Rotary, or the most alive, or the most energy, or for what are you most grateful? Let's just do that for just a moment. So what did you notice? Say that louder. Silence in a Rotary meeting, never heard it. What did you notice?
I'll tell you, as I'm rushing around this morning, and then take a minute to reflect back on everything that I went through and looked past and didn't really notice as I was doing stuff. Taking a minute to reflect reminds me of all the things that I walked past and didn't really appreciate in entirety. My kids, my wife, my house, my car, my friends, my opportunities, because I was engaged in doing stuff. And it was nice to take a moment to really remember the important things.
Exactly. Anyone else?
I have a project to work on and was planning to do it on my own, and someone said, "Can I help you?" And I accepted some help, so I appreciate that, and didn't expect to ask for that.
Yeah, exactly.
I noticed it was very unremarkable. I just noticed all the small things that are going to happen every Wednesday anyway, and just appreciated them more.
All right, very ordinary things. Ginger.
It helped me reflect on the fact that the journey in life, which has many challenges, many crossroads, brings us to this time where we can share so much goodness.
Anyone else? Yesterday I was in the midst of a conflict. I had two employees who were at each other's throat. I may lose one of them. An incident which, if you just pause and take a breath, really amounted to nothing, but their egos got out of control. Also, a very dear friend I'd heard at the same moment is suffering from cancer, and I was just getting off the phone with them. And I had an email from Julia DiNapoli asking me about my makeups. and I'd been on vacation for 2 weeks, and Beth and I had literally vacated everything for 2 weeks. And I said, well, I really don't have any makeups to report. And then she emailed me back, didn't I notice you at such and such an event, and wouldn't that count? And I actually had to correct her that I was not doing what she thought I was doing. But what I'm indicating here was, in the midst of that, it's a little bit like someone took a moment of a very subtle gesture to take care of me. And only when I stopped did I notice, because she's someone we're all very fond of. Right in the midst of that moment, when I was distressed, someone unknowingly acted in a way that moved me. And that's a lot of my experience in Rotary. We do grand things that really charm, but it's this ordinary greeting and welcoming that is so special. And thank you very much.